Luke Shane was being hypocritical. When a hot babe swayed her hips over to hit on him, he didn't even look up. "Take a shower if you're itchy," he muttered. Yet when I bumped into him downstairs 3 days without washing my hair and makeup free, before I could speak, his Adam's apple bobbed desperately. "Stop tempting me," he rasped. "But I'm free tonight. Your place or mine?" My best friend Sophie Collins invited me out for her birthday. I thought it'd be just us girls. But she took a call midway. "Oh, my childhood crew's coming to celebrate too," she chirped. Being an heiress, her childhood friends were all wealthy heirs completely out of my league. I fidgeted. Should I leave? "Don't you dare. They're cool. I promise. Wait here, I need to greet my important family friend Luke at the entrance." I reluctantly stayed. As Sophie skipped out, she suddenly turned with a smirk. "By the way, I booked us a premium escort, the icy prince type. $10,000 for the night. He'll arrive soon. Enjoy." The door clicked shut. Moments later, it swung open again. My breath caught. The man was devastating, hooded eyes, broad shoulders stretching his black dress shirt, diamond-studded chain glinting at his throat. I marveled at how $10,000 could buy such perfection. The escort business really did pay well. "Sophie Collins' suite?" His bored baritone rumbled. I nodded. As he moved to the far end of the couch, I blurted, "Wait." He raised an eyebrow. "Sit here." I patted the spot beside me. His gaze sharpened. "Why?" "There'll be crowds later," I explained gently. "You'll feel awkward over there." At that moment, Luke's expression turned inscrutable. He looked me up and down, raising an eyebrow slightly. "All right." He sat down beside me without initiating conversation, casually eating from the fruit platter while scrolling through his phone. His sharp profile radiated detachment. I understood this was that classic aloof and mysterious vibe. But since Sophie had already paid for his services, I needed to do my part, like getting him to feed me some fruit instead of hogging the platter. Timidly, I poked his arm. I'd like some too." The model paused, pushing the platter toward me. "My apologies." I remained motionless, staring pointedly at his hands. His eyes narrowed. "What? Expecting me to feed you?" Blushing, I nodded. Would that be okay? At least let me enjoy this luxury service while the crowd was still thin. Once more people arrived, I'd never dare make such requests. His gaze turned appraising, as if observing some clumsy flirtation attempt. A faint huff resembling laughter escaped him. "You're different from the usual bold types. You're Sophie's friend?" "Yep." "Name?" "I'm Ivy Turner." I frowned. Since when did models interrogate clients? "Didn't she tell you about me?" "She did." "What exactly?" Before I could utter premier escort, the private room door burst open noisily. Sophie entered with a group. Suddenly she squealed while looking our way. "Luke!" I was waiting outside. "You came in early?" Luke drawled. "Too noisy out there. Came for some fruit." His eyes glinted. "Met your friend earlier. Quite interesting." My head swiveled between Sophie and this man like a malfunctioning robot. My mind went completely blank. The birthday party escalated into boisterous chaos later. Only 2 people remained subdued. First was Luke, lounging indolently on the couch with minimal interest in drinking games. The young socialites clearly deferred to him, their banter carrying respectful undertones even during jokes. The second was me. Throughout the entire time, I kept my head lowered without uttering a word. If there'd been a crack in the floor, I probably would have crawled into it. I didn't dare glance leftward at all. My best friend, Sophie, kept wondering why I'd become so withdrawn, refusing even the fruit being fed to me by the top male model. She whispered in my ear, What's wrong? Intimidated by my brother Luke's presence? Or did he give you trouble earlier? I shook my head. No. Then what's going on? Well, it's like this. I leaned close to Sophie's ear and quietly recounted the earlier mix-up where I'd mistaken someone's identity. She struggled not to laugh, biting her lip until it turned white. Anxiously I asked, "Should I apologize now?" "Absolutely not." "Why?" "If you apologize, Luke will immediately know you thought he was an escort. That might actually offend him. But if you play it cool, he'll just assume you were awkwardly flirting." "Which scenario do you prefer, becoming his sworn enemy or temporarily embarrassing yourself?" I wasn't stupid. The choice was obvious. She patted my shoulder reassuringly. "Relax. He deals with way more important things daily. He won't remember this tiny incident by tomorrow." Her words loosened the knot in my chest. I finally joined the party games, determined to minimize my presence around Luke. But fate loves cruel jokes. After multiple rounds of drinks, the birthday girl announced a new game: secret missions. Everyone except Luke drew a task to complete before the party ended. Failure meant paying the entire six-figure bar tab. Staring at my mission card, I felt a cold sweat break out across my neck. "Get the contact information of the person to your left." My left side was currently occupied by Luke. Clutching my phone, I cautiously glanced to my left. Luke suddenly looked up from his phone. "Something wrong?" Nothing." I whipped my head back around. A few minutes later, I tried stealing another look. He raised an eyebrow. "Need something?" "Not at all." This time I definitely heard him chuckle. Every muscle in my body tensed. How could I request his contact without drawing more attention? By the third attempt, anxiety had turned my face scarlet. My ears burned as I stared fixedly at my drink, painfully aware of Luke's amused gaze lingering on my profile. To my surprise, this time my stolen glance met Lucas Shane's gaze head-on. I had no idea how long he'd been observing me. Glancing at my flushed cheeks, he arched an eyebrow. "If you want my number, just ask." Wow. He actually saw through my mission. Flustered, I pulled up my friend QR code. Is this okay?" "Fine. But next time try being more direct when hitting on someone." "Huh?" I was confused. When did I hit on him? Still, my secret mission was accomplished. After adding Lucas Shane's contact, I didn't dare bother this young master further, let alone delete him. He remained untouched in my contacts. The day after my best friend's birthday party coincided with my day off. My elementary school-aged niece came to visit. The moment she arrived, she demanded to play with my phone. Handing it over, I went to cook in the kitchen. "Auntie, I want to play Candy Crush." "Just download it yourself." "Auntie, your Instagram doesn't have instant likes." So uncool. Thinking instant likes was some new game, I answered without looking up. "Download whatever you want." Okay, my niece happily continued playing. After she left, I didn't touch the dozen games she'd installed, saving them for her next visit. 1 week passed. 2 weeks. During lunch with my best friend, she suddenly asked, "Ivy, are you that bored lately?" "No. I've been swamped." "Then why do you instantly like every post I make? Even my 3 o'clock in the morning updates get your like the second I post. People might think you're obsessed with me." "What?" I blinked. That can't be. I haven't opened social media in weeks. That's weird. Did you install some auto-like plugin? Instant likes? Remembering my niece's recent mention. Oh, not a game after all. Must be my niece messing with my phone. I'll disable it now. I immediately turned off the auto-like feature. Finally, I wouldn't be instantly liking everyone's posts anymore. 2 days later, Luke, who'd been dormant in my contacts, suddenly messaged 4 cryptic words, playing hard to get. I stared at my screen, completely baffled. I didn't reply. At first, I simply thought this rich guy had sent the message to the wrong person by accident. But when I met my best friend Ivy for dinner after work, there was an unexpected addition at our table: Lucas Shane. He was dressed casually today in a black t-shirt and cargo pants, his angular frame radiating that effortlessly cool model-esque vibe straight out of a magazine spread. The only problem was his stormy expression, as if someone had personally offended him. Even when I greeted him politely, he only responded with a dismissive grunt. Ivy whispered to me. He called, insisting on having dinner with me. You have no idea, even my dad has to show him deference. I couldn't say no. Bear with it, babe. I'll treat you to something better tomorrow. Don't worry about it, I reassured her. Relieved, Ivy motioned for us to start eating, scanning the expensive spread before us. I realized none of the dishes appealed to me except the savory pot pie positioned right in front of Lucas. Reaching across his grumpy demeanor to grab it felt too intimidating. Then inspiration struck. While Lucas was distracted talking to Ivy, I subtly shifted positions and swapped our plates, placing the golden, crusted pie before me and sliding the herb-crusted sole toward him. Mid-sentence, Lucas paused, his obsidian eyes locked onto mine, the perpetual frown softening into something resembling amusement. Suddenly, the dark cloud hanging over him seemed to dissipate. That annoyingly perfect face might as well have been flashing neon letters, "Knew you would." When he speared a piece of fish, Ivy nudged me curiously. How did you know Luke loves seafood? I blinked in genuine confusion. I didn't. I just really wanted the pot pie. She dropped the subject, and I thought nothing more of it. Regardless, Lucas' mood visibly improved throughout the meal. He ate heartily, even sharing a bottle of wine with Ivy. I left satisfied, all things considered. It turned out to be a pleasant evening. The real trouble came when we settled the bill. Both Ivy and Lucas had been drinking, making them unfit to drive. Ivy's family chauffeur came for her, but Lucas simply slid into the driver's seat of his luxury car. Panic surged through me. Recent news was full of lawsuits where entire dinner parties got sued because someone drove drunk. This couldn't happen. I rushed over and grabbed his car door. Luke, are you heading home? What's it to you? Let me drive you. I have my license. It's not safe for you to go alone after drinking. For a long moment, those inscrutable dark eyes studied me. I caught flickers of emotions I couldn't decipher, something teasing, yet tinged with reluctant indulgence. Fine. You get one chance. Why does it sound like you're doing me a favor? I'm literally saving your life. I couldn't comprehend this rich kid's logic. After buckling Luke into the backseat of his Mercedes G-Class, I took the driver's seat. My normally calm hands trembled slightly. This was my first time handling a six-figure luxury vehicle. Luke chuckled hoarsely from behind, his eyelids at half-mast. You seem nervous. Ivy. And not really. Really? Luke. Where's your address? You don't know? Should I? Send mansion. I pinned the location on my Instagram. I scratched my cheek sheepishly. Of course the billionaire would flaunt his penthouse. Too bad I hadn't checked social media in months. Navigating through the Golden Mile district, I finally delivered my intoxicated cargo. The whiskey hit harder during transit. Luke stumbled like a newborn fawn exiting the car. Against my better judgment, I became his human crutch all the way to the biometric locked penthouse. He collapsed onto the bed-sized mattress, probably cost more than my college tuition, while I adjusted pillows to prevent choking hazards. Who knew someone so lean could weigh this much? By the time I removed his Italian loafers and tucked him in, sweat dripped down my neck. Satisfied with my Good Samaritan act, I turned to leave only to freeze at the iris-scanning exit. Trapped. The velvet sectional became my improvised bed. Can't lie, billionaire-grade furniture sleeps like clouds. Morning light revealed Luke already suited up, studying me like a lab specimen. Care to explain why you're still here? I tried leaving last night, but your security system. His raised hand silenced me. Those whiskey eyes narrowed. You took off my shoes. His voice was inexplicably gentle. I already know. No need to explain. Thank you for helping me with the pillow and removing my shoes. Go freshen up first. Thinking this was a dismissal, I nodded hastily. Right away. After quickly washing up, Lucas Shane offered to drive me home himself to change clothes, since being late would cost my perfect attendance bonus. I didn't refuse. Unexpectedly, after I changed, Luke drove me to work and invited me to dinner. I had to politely decline due to overtime. He didn't seem upset, nodding calmly. No problem. We'll reschedule when you're free. The entire interaction felt surreal yet cordial. A coworker curiously asked, Ivy, is that your boyfriend? He's gorgeous. I shook my head. Just a friend's acquaintance. He needed help last night, and this is his way of thanking me. The subject dropped. I buried myself in work until my best friend called, her voice buzzing with excitement. Babe, Lucas just asked me what color roses you prefer. Wait, he's sending me flowers? 99 of them. Spill it, when did you two start secretly getting together? Baffled, I explained, helping drunk Luke home. She remained skeptical. I've known him for years. He doesn't give gratitude bouquets, only romantic ones. That evening, 99 vibrant red roses arrived at my doorstep with a handwritten English love note attached. The intention couldn't be clearer. Puzzled, I finally opened our chat history, empty except for his earlier playing hard to get message. I typed, thanks for the flowers. Instant reply, do you like them? They're lovely. But please don't send more. I don't even have vases. Luke responded, understood. I'll pick you up after work for dinner instead. That's not appropriate, why not? Taking a deep breath, I mustered the courage to be slightly more direct. I'm just an ordinary workhorse. You're different. Maybe we're not really compatible. Silence lingered on the other end. Is this why you've never dared confess your feelings? Only tiptoeing around while stringing me along? His voice turned teasing. So many tricks up your sleeve. Yet you're such a scaredy cat? Stringing him along? Who was stringing whom? Since when did I have tricks? I started typing furiously. But Luke cut me off decisively. Don't be scared. I'll chase you now. Luke's courtship could only be described as brazenly public and earth-shakingly intense, as if some seal had been broken. From yacht parties along the riverbank watching city lights to fireworks over manor rooftops, down to street corner spicy skewers, grilled gluten snacks, and $4 lemonades. He moved effortlessly between extremes. No matter how subtly or bluntly I rejected him, it never worked. He'd simply smirk and accuse me of deliberately reeling him in. If my lips felt dry and I licked them, he'd claim I was tempting him to kiss me. When I pretended to be materialistic to scare him off, he thought I was acting coy. If I avoided him, he called it playing hard to get, comparing me to a kitten that mewed sweetly before darting under the sofa. The slander piled up until even my normal breathing became masterful manipulation in his narrative. Naturally, when this crown prince of the Shane family started pursuing me with such lovesick fervor, everyone gaped in disbelief. They burned with curiosity about how a plain Jane like me, average looks, middle-class background, mundane job, socially awkward, could possibly hook such an unattainable catch. Many whispered I must be some sort of succubus-level seductress. Only I knew the truth, I'd never cast that line. Heaven above, witness my innocence. For 2 solid months, Luke's pursuit only intensified, his lovesick puppy act growing more dramatic. When my best friend Ivy dragged me out for lunch, she practically begged on her knees, Teach me your secrets. How did you hook the Shane heir? I've known him 20 years and never seen him like this. Bewildered. I shrugged. I didn't. Bullshit. Seriously, he's the one chasing me. My rejections just bounce off. Her eyes narrowed with greater intrigue. Luke's filthy rich. Ridiculously hot, the ultimate catch. Why aren't you jumping at this? Look. She pointed through the bistro window. He's been waiting outside forever just to drive you home tonight. I followed her gaze. There he stood, all 6'2" of him leaning against an Aston Martin's hood like some fallen angel. Those molten amber eyes locked on me through the glass. Undoubtedly the male god. So clingy I wanted to stick him in a corner to catch mice. I slowly turned around, biting my lower lip. Just as I was about to speak, my phone buzzed. Luke sent a message. Why bite your lip? Want to be kissed? Teasing me again? Blushing. I showed the screen to my best friend. Sophie. This. He keeps sending stuff that makes me squirm. Her expression turned mischievous. Wow. Luke's being pretty direct. Does it feel pushy? I shook my head. That's just how he is. Arrogant and unrestrained. She nudged me. If you're okay with it. Physical attraction's normal. Otherwise you'd be stuck in platonic limbo. I sighed. But it means he wants to sleep with me. Temporary thrill. This superficial lust never lasts. Rich boys like him get bored fast after conquests. He can afford to play. I can't. She grew serious. Physical chemistry starts most great loves. Ivy. I swear Luke's different. Try responding. If it still feels wrong, we'll shut him down together. Don't worry, not even God himself could pressure my best girl. After dinner. She pushed me toward Luke with a smirk. Your turn. Luke. Get my girl home safe. He nodded. Got it. Our eyes met as I looked up. I resisted licking my dry lips, not wanting to tease him again. Instead, I offered an unopened water bottle. His eyes flickered. For me? Actually, could you open it? I couldn't twist the cap. My throat felt parched from nervously chewing snacks. He opened it effortlessly. Thanks. I gulped greedily. Water trickling down my neck. His Adam's apple bobbed as if swallowing. Remembering my friend's advice, I slowly offered the bottle. Thirsty? Yeah. Then have a drink. Luke's eyelids lifted slightly, his dark eyes glinting with amusement. He reached out to take the bottle, his lips deliberately pressing against the exact spot where mine had been moments before. Sure. He drank quickly, his Adam's apple bobbing with each swallow. I nodded knowingly. See? He'd been thirsty too. We finished the entire bottle between us. Instead of tossing it, Luke leaned back lazily and asked, Ivy, had enough to eat? It's all right. What's all right supposed to mean? He bent slightly, bringing his face closer to mine. If you're hungry, I'll take you to that hot pot place you love. It's almost 10. The owner's probably closing up, and the drive would tire you out. I murmured, hoping to dissuade him. His gaze softened. I own that restaurant. You? Bought it last month. Anytime you crave it. We'll keep the lights on. Holy hell. Why hadn't that lunchtime food delivery promo code explosion taken me out earlier? Tears pricked my eyes. Even a barnyard hog would have been moved by this level of courtship effort. Being the stubborn mule who melts at kindness rather than force. My resolve crumbled. I'd planned to reject him firmly tonight, but my best friend's advice and this ridiculously extravagant gesture made me hesitate. Scratching my neck, I ventured. Luke, your birthday's tomorrow, right? You remembered? Hard to forget when you've mentioned it daily. He'd practically narrated his mother's entire labor story during his recent casual visits. The man could teach persistence to telemarketers. His lips quirked in satisfaction. You've been playing hard to get. Not this again. Exhausted from explanations, I bluntly changed subjects. About your birthday party invitation. I'll go. His smile widened. I'll pick you up tomorrow. Any gift requests? My mental calculator clicked. Savings could stretch for something decent. He shook his head. Your presence is the present. Our eyes met. 3 seconds later. I was the first to blush and look away. The next evening, Lucas Shane arrived punctually to pick me up. The Golden Boy's birthday celebration naturally turned into a lively affair, with crowds gathering to toast him. Just as I reached the private booth entrance, my phone buzzed with a call from my boss. Luke. I called out. The club's deafening music and rowdy crowd drowned my voice, vibrations rattling my eardrums. Reaching through the strobe-lit darkness, I fumbled to grasp his sleeve but accidentally caught his ring finger instead. Luke froze mid-step, glancing back at our overlapping hands. My petite fingers barely wrapped halfway around his, the contrast creating unspoken tension. With my phone still urgently vibrating, I pressed close to his ear, warm breath ghosting his skin. I need to take this outside. Go ahead without me. In the neon-tinged shadows, Luke's earlobe flushed pink. He studied me retreating, gaze inscrutable. Fine. After placating my boss, I returned to find the music silenced. Through the door came my best friend's teasing voice mixed with his buddies. Thought you were bringing Ivy Turner tonight. Luke? Still haven't landed your dream girl after all that simping? Working on it. She's shy. At least you've got guts to chase your goddess. I'm just a pathetic admirer from afar. Then what does that make me? A digital simp? Face it. Luke's professional simp title beats yours. Fuck off. Luke drawled, though amusement colored his tone. You idiots don't get it. Ivy's a natural flirt. Earlier when she whispered in my ear, all soft and sweet smelling, nearly killed me. The booth erupted in primate-like hollers. Holy shit! Since when is my girl such a seductress? Look who's talking non-stop after years of emotional constipation. Bro's not just hooked, she's got you black magic cursed. Bullshit. She's pure innocence. A pause. Oh. And when she grabbed my ring finger earlier, that means marriage. Obviously. I stood frozen outside. Your Honor. I plead not guilty. Only after their conversation shifted did I slip inside. Luke's entourage filled the space, trust fund kids and hangers on orbiting their son. Many rich kids had brought their girlfriends. The private room wasn't crowded, but there were almost no seats left except for the empty spots next to Lucas Shane and my best friend. Instinctively, I moved toward my friend's side. She was about to wave me over when Lucas shot her a frosty glare. My friend immediately tossed her new Hermes bag onto the vacant seat. Sorry, babe, she said solemnly. You'll have to find another spot. My bag needs the seat. Can't you just hold it on your lap? This multi-million-dollar bag can't rest on legs. Body heat will damage the leather. I blinked. Since when were luxury items this fragile? Shaking my head, I turned and took the seat beside Lucas. After overhearing his conversation outside, I didn't know how to act around him anymore. I even held my breath slightly, terrified he'd suddenly accuse me of being scheming again. But living people fidget. I tucked loose hair behind my ear, his gaze burned. I politely responded to someone's comment, his gaze burned. I sipped water to moisten dry lips, his gaze burned. Finally, I whirled to face him. What? He leaned closer, voice dripping with lazy amusement. Yeah. My cheeks flushed. Stop staring. Luke. Your friends are laughing at us. Let them laugh. His whisper tickled my ear. I'll keep watching the girl I'm chasing, unlike someone who used to peek at me secretly. He meant that hidden mission game during my friend's birthday. I was just playing the game properly. Sure. I believe you. His smoldering eyes contradicted the words. At this rate, I could probably slap him and he'd lick my palm. Had he really become this much of a simp? The door swung open as I struggled to maintain composure. A bombshell with dangerous curves sauntered in, pouting playfully. Hi. I lost a dare and need to get a hot guy's number from your group. Please help me avoid the punishment. Some guy called out. Pick whoever you want. Her predatory gaze immediately landed on Lucas. Swinging her hips, she bent over his seat to flash her phone's QR code and an eyeful of cleavage that made my face burn. Wow. This is insane. Handsome. Can I get your number? Lucas didn't respond, keeping his eyes lowered as he sipped his drink. The beauty persisted. Come on. Help me out. We can chat more later. She lightly tapped her phone against his glass. The flirtation obvious. Her body practically contorted into a pretzel. This time, Lucas reacted. He set down his glass and lifted his gaze impatiently. If you're itchy, go take a shower. Then he turned to me. His previously crisp voice turned drowsy and honeyed, gravelly in that attractive way. Ivy. I'm drunk. Take me home. Yeah. The beauty scowled. I gaped. Someone muttered. Luke. You're such a hypocrite. That night, I still drove him home. Didn't stay over this time. Made him unlock his door properly. Luke. It's not appropriate for me to stay. Then I'll drive you home. You've been drinking. Fine. I'll ride with you. Then you can bring me back afterward. Are we stuck in an infinite loop here? Grudgingly, Luke opened his door. When leaving, I handed him a gift, cufflinks costing several months' salary. Luke. Happy birthday. Just this? I knew what he wanted. My throat tightened. Finally mumbling. Yeah. I went home. Claimed vacation days. And holed up for 3 days. My best friend eventually kicked down my door. Fury dying at the sight of my greasy, unwashed hair. She tentatively asked. Babe, are you avoiding Luke? Not exactly. Then what's going on? I'm figuring things out. Like what? What I truly feel for him. Whether this is just his impulse or real feelings. First question's easy. Say you don't like him. And even if my family goes bankrupt tomorrow, I'll go down right now and send him packing. No need for that. I like him too. My face flushed, a restrained, bashful kind of blush. From the moment Lucas Shane first pursued me, I'd never claimed to dislike him. I simply felt unworthy and withdrew. Luke was wonderful. No one could bear to reject him. My best friend nodded knowingly, grinning. Perfect. For your second question, want to know how Luke feels about you? Go downstairs right now. See if his eyes light up or fill with disgust. Brilliant idea. So I descended, wearing faded pajamas. Sporting 3-day unwashed hair. Completely makeup-free. Hardly a vision of beauty. Yet when Luke saw me, his gaze ignited. Throat bobbing with barely restrained hunger. Stop tempting me. But I'm free tonight. His words always left me speechless like this. Yet my heart fluttered. He wasn't superficial. He wanted me, the real me. My chest swelled violently. Countless emotional bubbles bursting in rapid succession. Luke. I haven't been avoiding you these days. Why bring this up? Because. I struggled. Then blurted, because I like you. Don't want misunderstandings between us. His eyes blazed brighter. He closed the distance, capturing my hand while pulling me into an embrace. I looked up. Stunned. So. I gently pushed against his chest. Continuing, I've been thinking these days. Even if we break up later when physical attraction fades, at least we've truly connected emotionally. The journey matters more than the destination. I was too cowardly before. I'm sorry. The atmosphere plummeted, turning oppressive. Oh. Luke's smile held no warmth. He dipped his head, claiming my lips in a punishing kiss. Ivy. He growled against my mouth. Planning our breakup right after mutual confession? That's impressively heartless. Later, Luke and I dated. Did I ever consider breaking up? Not really. Dating led to engagement. Then marriage, all accelerated so rapidly people joked Luke feared I'd dump him. I barely had time to think. Only much later did I discover the truth. Luke's cocky arrogance wasn't triggered by my accidental charms at all. He fell in love with me at first sight. To be honest. That's why he always goes along with it.